Welcome to another episode of How I Would Have Made It. Although I think this series needs a new name, I'll probably come up with one in the next episode. This is the series where I look back at games made by hard-working developers and pretend that I am better than them. But first, a little bit of history. Actually, never mind. All you need to know is Metal Gear Solid 5 was dope. But early after it was released, it came out that, for the final 6 months of Metal Gear's development, Kojima was locked in a separate room and forced to work on a different floor than the rest of the staff, communicating with others via proxy. Fed up with nonsense like this, for months, maybe even years, Kojima escaped the sinking ship that was Konami. Konami would go on to steal Kojima's Metal Gear and release Metal Gear 6, which was Fallout 76 before Fallout 76 hit stores. While Konami was carefully and thoroughly dismantling any dignity they had left, Hideo decided to hatch out his master game idea, Death Stranding. Death Stranding was released on November 8, 2019 and became a commercial and critical success, a rarity for the games we usually talk about. However, it was pretty much Marmite the game, and I hate Marmite. While I did find the game enjoyable in places, the graphics look great, the cutscenes are good when they're not expositioning all over your face, the bosses look awesome and are pretty enjoyable to fight. However, this was not a perfect game, and I'm a cocky son of a gun, so here's why it sucked. Some of the mechanics are bad. I have to commend Kojima for trying new ideas when it comes to realism, but you've got to throw up your hands sometimes and say, it's a video game, go with it, and there's no shame in that. Some mechanics like slowly falling to the side, driving and biking, difficulty in getting up ladders, etc. are unnecessary and do get extremely annoying. As a side effect, holy balls, this game gets boring. At the end of the day, you are just trudging through the same place with the same gear, with the same obstacles for hours. I do get some serious Daikatana vibes in places. So, how would I have made it? Like I said, I understand why Kojima added some of the bad mechanics. However, for fun's sake, I feel that these mechanics need to be dialed back a lot, like the falling and the ladder climbing, but fix the driving mechanics completely. There is no reason for the driving to be so annoying. Now, a lot of the levels are bland. I understand what Kojima was trying to do. The problem is that the idea of trudging miles but ending up at the same location has been done before so much better. One of my favourite games of all time is Dark Souls. Yes, I love it because it's difficult. Yes, I love it because it's given some of the best and most memorable bosses of all time, and Pinwheel. But what I think gets overlooked in Dark Souls, that makes me love the game so much that I start frothing at the mouth when anyone says any Souls-like is better, is the sheer beauty of the game and the fact that everything is linked. You can trek for miles in one direction, then find a shortcut that takes you all the way back to the start. It's a pain in the bell end to program, but imagine how sleeker, quicker, and more enjoyable Death Stranding would be if this idea was used more. Oh, and I don't like the upgrade system. It reminds me of phone games or one-armed bandits. You know what I mean, when stuff lights up and bars get filled that don't mean anything. So you feel like a sense of winning even though you didn't really. Get rid of it. It's not necessary, and just have a normal skill tree. Even then, the nature of the game means that there should be more things to keep the player stimulated. Some secret puzzles are a great way to expand the story of a game, and I mean more than already in the game, without less exposition dumps. It will keep the player playing the game for longer. I think this game is at its best when it's a boss level, so I think the game would be a lot better if there was more mini-bosses. While not as bad, it does remind me a bit of Daikatana. An awesome game dev starts another company but lets his ideas get out of hand. Again, all he needed was to know when to rein it in, and remember that a game needs to be, well, fun to play. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed and have an awful, distasteful day.